Hey fellas, have you ever heard of a guy named Charlie Fine? Played baseball for the Indianapolis Clowns. Today I want to show a couple of cards of his, as well as a couple of other cards from a guy who I believe will be in the Hall of Fame someday. Um, so I hope everybody's doing well. I'm still getting over a bug. For a couple of days this past weekend, I sounded like Batman. Uh, Not fun, not fun at all. Uh, Had a coworker, several coworkers asked me to say different lines to include, I am the night, and I refused to do that because I sounded horrible, and quite honestly, it hurt to talk. Now that I'm feeling better overall, my throat still gets tired pretty quick, but I'm kind of wondering if I should have done it. But yeah, it's just not going to happen. The voice is starting to get better. So let's spin this around. We're going to look at 4 cards, and I'm going to try to talk at least some about what I'd like to see from Topps or Fanatics moving forward. My thoughts aren't crystal clear, but we'll take a look at it. Maybe it doesn't matter, right? Like, they're going to do what they want to do, and honestly, they should be listening to people who have more influence and are probably buying a lot more cards than I am. I don't buy too many of the new cards. I think I bought 3 2022 cards this year as far as, from a pack. And they were all the same card, and it's because I want to see how well they fade. I want to see how well they fade compared to some of the older stuff from the 50s and 60s. So, I don't know. Let's take a look at cards and have some fun. All right, I'm going to spin this around. All right, guys, before we start looking at the Hall of Famer, whose name was not actually Charlie Fine, but we'll get to that in a second. I wanted to show you a couple more of those test proofs. I showed some of the Joey Votto ones, and as I was showing them, I started realizing how much I still love them. And so I went and found a couple more, and so that's what these are. So I'll show you the one that's more clearly seen first, so you can see who we're actually going to be talking about. So this is Mookie Betts, and this is his 2016 card. He's still with the Boston Red Sox at this point. This is a PSA 8, as you can see, and this one is number 225. This is the black test proof. And one of the reasons I decided Mookie Betts is, he's probably another Hall of Famer. I think Joey Votto is a Hall of Famer, or at least has a good case for it. Maybe not a first ballot, but, kind of in the, for lack of a better term, Moneyball era, I think he's going to be close to getting in. Of course, the writers could shame me for that really quick, and he could be out in 2 years. I thought that Lance Berkman would have a better case, and I think he was gone in 2 years. So, but yeah, I like these test proofs. Now, I showed a black one, and I think it was a blue one in the past. And it's funny, this next test proof I'm going to show, and it's of Mookie Betts as well, it shows up better on camera than it does with with the naked eye. So this is Mookie Betts' other card, and I haven't put it in eventually I'll put this one in a magnetic card holder. Yellow fades really well. If you watched episode 4, I kind of talked about yellows and reds fade really, really quickly because of UV light, but just all light has some fading properties, right? So this is 3 to 5 Mookie Betts, but so I will eventually put this in a UV protector. It has just recently come in, so I have not actually moved it to a protector. But yeah, so I really like these, and it's so weird. It really shows up so much better. It's just incredible. So much better on camera. So, all right. And yellow is one of those colors that it fades well, or fades well, not as a compliment type of thing. All right, fellas. So let's talk about this. The first African American player to play for the Cincinnati Reds. I started looking at these cards, years ago, because I like the history. His name is Chuck Harmon or Charles Harmon, and he continues to be one of the most fascinating people, in my opinion. So this is what would be considered his equivalent to a rookie card. And as you can see, this is, where are we going? The wrong way is where we're going. So and this would be what, 1954, if my memory is correct. His rookie card. And so, it took the Reds quite a while before they promoted somebody up to the majors. And Mr. Harmon was the first one of African American descent. He was born the 10th out of 12 children and was a tremendous athlete. He was born in Indiana. He was actually a basketball player and was playing for the University of Toledo. And then, of course, the Second World War started, so he served his country by joining the United States Navy, never deployed overseas, but in that time, he met the second African-American player ever to come into the league, and that was Larry Doby. And they started playing baseball together there while serving our country in the United States Navy. And after he returned, one year he needed some extra money. And so he worked with, I forgot who it was now. He worked with another guy who was playing for the Indianapolis Clowns. And, he didn't want to lose scholarship money, obviously. So they came up with the name Charlie Fine. And he started playing baseball for Charlie Fine, or as Charlie Fine. So if you've never heard of Charlie Fine, it's because Chuck Harmon used the name. But that's what got him kind of started into professional baseball. Eventually he started playing for the St. Louis Browns minor league system, and then went ahead and eventually got into the Reds minor league system. And with all that being said, what was it? By 1954, he was on the roster for the Reds. And on April 17th, 1954, in Milwaukee Stadium, in the top of the seventh, he became a designated hitter to replace pinch hitter, not designated, hitter to replace the pitcher, and batted in the pitcher's position. And people would later ask him, what was your greatest accomplishment? And he would say that it was nothing about baseball. He actually said his greatest accomplishment, which is why I have a certain affinity for this man, is, he said, marrying her, being his wife, Darrell Pearl Woodley, but marrying her was my greatest accomplishment. They had 3 children together. They were married for 62 years until she passed away. And that was his greatest accomplishment. And so when people asked him about being the first African American to play, he said, people ask me the same old thing. Did you think you would make history? I tell them, when you're born, you're history. You don't realize you're actually making history. And it just seems like such a humble guy. He is so well respected here in the Cincinnati area, back home as well. Harmon would also go on to say that this is him speaking, right? So, I was the first African American. Nino was the first black. I don't know what difference it makes, but for history's sake, they might as well get it right. So what a great guy. He talked some about, having to deal with the negative publicity at the time. And he said, he was more concerned about things like baseballs hitting him and somebody sliding into him and doing his job right. And so I think mentally just a very strong, astute, wise man. And the more I read about him, the more I see why he has such great respect from everybody. Because there's a mental toughness you have to be. There's a sweetness to his spirit when you read his words. And I continue just to like him more and more. This is a 1955 Topps from, he's still playing it in Cincinnati. He would eventually play for a couple other ball clubs as well. And he actually tried out and was the last player cut for when Red Auerbach started coaching the Celtics. So, you could have seen this guy in multiple places. I love the back of the old cards. I think this is something they should bring back. One of the finest all-around athletes in baseball. Chuck was a champ in basketball before turning to the diamond sport. A true story, right? We just talked about this. Just a really good man. I wonder what people will say of us and our generation and the current generations when they look back on history. I would prefer them to say, what a sweet spirit they had. What an honorable spirit they had. Yeah. Did I honor God? And these cards are so beautiful. It's just amazing. But yeah, that's Chuck Harmon. So if you're wondering what I'd like from Topps moving forward, I would like more of this. And if I'm being honest, I know Topps won't do it, but I'd like print runs published. I think that would be good. I know they're not going to do it. I know they've said specifically they're not going to do it. That's okay. I think we need to minimize some of these products. We have the base, then we have the red and the yellow and the green and the orange and the blue and the gold. I think those need to be minimized. They got rid of some products. I say get rid of some more. And I would like to see, this is kind of my big one, and I almost, maybe that's something that that we could also change. We could break, or I guess not we, right? But I would like to see Bowman to break off from what they're currently doing, which is basically making the same type of card that Topps already is. And I know they're the same company. I just also realized I forgot something, so I'm going to show it real quick. Do you notice it's the same picture? That's what I was going to show and talk about. That's why I wanted them up, and then I forgot. Huh? Is that the same picture? Looks like the same picture. Am I getting too much glare to see it? There we go. Yeah. Huh. How about that? All right. But yeah, have have the Bowman cards look a little bit. Have the cards look a little bit different. You know, I think if you had something like this, that would look really cool. Bowman would look a little bit different. This is a play ball card, but still another good year, right? Of just things looking a little different than the normal same stuff that we currently have. Again, another Bowman card. Make them look different so that people want to buy them, right? Bowman has historically a great name. It's just you don't see stuff like this anymore. Another Bowman. I mean, there's and when I say that, I mean I'll find a picture. Don't make it look like this. Don't make it. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this. That's what I want to see. Not that other one. And so just one more Bowman. I think if they would go back to making Bowmans look like this, I realize you have to normal size the cards and whatnot, but I think that would be a big win moving forward. If Bowman would, or if they would do something like that with Bowman, it's fun to see a lot of the young, kids getting excited about the old cards and just cards in general. And so I think Big League is a good start for that. They should sell the Big League chewing gum as well. You also have to, I think, consider the long-term implications. I still want to collect the cards that I loved growing up that I didn't keep or traded, or the cards I never got. So for those kids now, it'd be like a Julio Rodriguez card or a Juan Soto, or maybe Tatis if he doesn't pop positive again. But keep those things in mind. What you sell today will have intrinsic value later as it becomes a nostalgic thing to collect. So people will be willing to spend money on that. So those are a couple of things I would like to see. I want cards that look like this in the future. Like it's a break from Bowman, or not Bowman. It's a break from Topps. We'll blame it on the sickness. But it's a break from Topps. I know they're doing a lot of different things, but having a brand that is specifically doing something just a little bit different, I think would be cool. Why won't you focus? So anyway, love to hear what you guys think about that. I think a lot of people like to see print runs. I don't think that's going to happen. I would like to see some of the other things go away, to include all the variations in set. And I would like to see Bowman look a lot different. I think that would be a huge marketing thing going forward, and it would boost a collection set that isn't quite there right now. That's all for me. I hope everybody's doing well, and we will see you next time. Bye, fellas.